I genuinely do not know where to start with this Liverpool side at the moment, because I'm just struggling so massively with what we're doing on the field at the moment. And, we lose 2-1 to Wolves today, and it's just terrible. It's not good enough. Like, the first half performance, it was okay. But okay is not going to win your Premier League games consistently, is it? I just feel like we're just being far too conservative in the first half. I just feel like we're trying to play our way into the game. And listen, there are situations where I know you earn the right to play football, but for me, Frimpong doesn't go past Salah enough, and Kerkez doesn't go past Gakpo enough. And we're just trying to beat them with 3, maybe 4. But when they're sitting back with, 4s and 5s at the back, and, you're not beating your one-on-ones, your wingers aren't beating them, and you're not allowing your fullbacks to go forward. That's a coaching thing for me. It really is. I want Jeremy Frimpong to be let off the leash and go past Salah. I want Kerkez to be let off the leash and passed to by Cody Gakpo, rather than we're playing with wingers at the moment. It feels like we're just hamstrung. Salah, I know he scores later on in the game and stuff, but he's just nowhere near good enough at the moment. And Cody Gakpo, for me, again today, I've been quite vocal in that I think his performance has been better the last couple of weeks, because I think he's going to try and hit the byline a little bit more, and he continues to kind of do that. But we're not seeing the end product, really. We definitely never tonight. And for me, I just want more bodies attacking, and we're still this side that we were maybe 2 months ago, when we are let off the leash a little bit. And I understand the reticence of the manager. When we are let off the leash a little bit, we're really shit in transition. Like, we go 1-0 down there, and the subs come on, and the game changes, and we get it back, and we've not got any defenders on the pitch and everything else, but they shouldn't be fucking 1-0 up against us. Listen, they've had an uptick in form. I know they have, but we should be able to beat Wolves away from home, at home, on a Sunday, on a Tuesday, on a Friday, whenever. It doesn't matter to me. We've got better footballers than them. So what's wrong with us? If we've got the better footballers, why can't we win the game? Like, is it just down to the manager? Because it feels like the manager is playing far too slowly, far too conservatively, and yeah, I'm at a loss. And there are lads who are not in form. I get that. Salah and Gakpo, they're just not in form at the moment. I understand that. Why are we playing them every week? Why? Why can't we give somebody else a chance? Why aren't we letting the fullbacks free? Why are we waiting until we're 1-0 down to really, really go for the game? And Wolves defended well. They deserve credit for that. And, their first goal is an absolute joke of a finish. But where's Joe Gomez? Where's the tracking back from the midfielders? Why are we allowing them to run? It's a great centre-forward play as well by the sub. But why are we allowing him to run into space? And why don't we go for the ball? Why can't he go for the ball? The finish is unbelievable. Alisson can't do anything about that. And we get into it because Mo Salah, isn't... There's no attempt to tackle him, actually. The defender backs off trying to buy time, and Salah just uses the outside of his boot. It's a good finish, and Salah obviously makes a great save from Ryan Gamoa. But it's just too little, too late, and that might be the story of the season. Just too little, too late. Fucking hell, mate. We had a really great opportunity there, I think, to, put ourselves in the picture and put a marker down and, get level on points with Manchester United and go for third place in the Premier League. But you wouldn't back Liverpool to get third. Now, I did only on Monday, by the way. I thought Liverpool were going to finish third on Monday. And you know what will spoil that? Watching a Liverpool game. Because you're never more confident as far away from a Liverpool performance at the moment as you are. And you're never more down in the dumps than after watching a Liverpool performance. And listen, I know the results have improved, but the performances haven't. We've got a huge game in the FA Cup against them now. They'll feel emboldened. They'll feel like they can win that. Liverpool will be thinking about next week's game against Galatasaray in the Champions League. But I just don't see that we're good enough to win anything this year. And that's a really sad situation to be in, and I put a lot of that down to the manager. I really do. I think we've made some silly decisions this season, both in the transfer market in the summer, but more prevalently, during games and how we're setting up for games and stuff like that. And it is truly unfortunately like watching a load of lads who have no idea what they're supposed to be doing and if they actually believe that the plan is working. And I know I always feel terrible after a Liverpool defeat, so that may change in the fullness of time. I can't really imagine that it will do, if I'm being honest, though. So yeah, tough one to take, that is for sure. Absolutely heartbroken tonight because they're shit and they should not be beating us.